Good morning, my magnificent ones. Sue Paulson here, your magnificence mentor. We're back with Tea with Sue. I confess I woke up this morning not really wanting to show up for Tea with Sue because I couldn't think of anything to say. Now, those of you that know me and watch regularly are probably going to say, Sue, tell us it isn't so, but that's impossible. Well, once in a while, I don't think I have anything to say. But here's the thing. Lots of times we don't have anything particular we want to say, but it becomes important just to show up. Do you have any idea how often your presence is the gift? You don't necessarily have to do anything, or you don't have to say anything. You just show up. So I learned this from my grandma on my dad's side of the family, Grandma Ward. She was a stern woman who didn't talk that often and talk that much, especially in her later years. And she was a little bit, well, most of us grandkids were afraid of her when we were younger, because she kind of ruled with a stern voice and threatened the willow switch. Well, I doubt she would ever use it on any of us, and I don't think she ever did on any of the grandkids. But discipline to her was really important, and so she had this focus, right? Well, in her later years, all she really wanted to do was sit and knit and watch TV. And of course, if I came for a visit, then I'd try to carry on a conversation, and I would get these monosyllabic answers, and then I'd run out of things to say, and I'm frantic because for me, dead air is scary. And so, but then I realized after a little while, she didn't require me to say anything. She just wanted me to be there. She just wanted company while she was. So we watched the bull riding on TV, and whatever else was on, any zany program that took her fancy, that's what we watched. So it taught me that sometimes we need people in our lives who are just there for us. And they may not be saying anything profound or doing anything particular, but they're there. And I'm blessed with lots of people in my life like that, who are just there for me. So I do my best to be there for them too. So of course, as I was having a think about, well, did I have anything particular to say? Then this whole idea of who can you count on showed up for me. I expect it was a little divine intervention. Oh, come on, Sue. Here's a topic. Thank you. So, and some of it got sparked this week because we were talking in a lovely group that I belong to about generosity and the flow of give and receive. And what I wanted to talk about today then is this idea of exploring who you can count on in your life. Now, of course, the first person that I hope you know you can count on always is you. It's important that you show up in your life and you're there for you to count on. It's important that you do it in a positive way, in a comforting way, in a supportive way, not the punishing parent that many of us grew up with where we harangue ourselves. Wow, what's the matter with you? You're so rah, 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 and all those words that we can use if we make a mistake or don't follow through on a commitment or hurt someone's feelings or make a mistake that was particularly frustrating. So we have enough of that runs in our head almost constantly throughout our lives. And so it's time, if you haven't given yourself comfort and you haven't shown up for yourself in a loving and compassionate way and a forgiving way, then I recommend you do that, because if you're not on your side, wow, what hope do you have when things are bleak in the rest of the world, and maybe other people aren't showing up for you for their own particular reasons? You at least need to be able to count on you. So I wanted to just put that part out there right at the outset. Then, of course, we look around and see, well, who else can I count on? Now, different people will fill different roles in our lives. So I have one dear friend whom I can always count on for delicious home-baked cookies and tea. She's always there for me. And of course, she's this amazing listener. So I can blab away to my heart's content and share whatever I want to share. And she just takes it all in and holds that space for me. So it's quite lovely. And there are other people in my life that I can count on if I need something put together, or like a mechanical kind of thing, or who can look after my car, and those everyday things of life that help us run our lives more smoothly, that help us get from point A to point B in an easier way, in a better fashion. So it's important, I think, to realize, as part of this who can I count on, that we can't count on everybody for everything in our lives, that there are certain talents, certain desires, certain leanings that people have, that we know that will work, and other things they don't want to participate, they don't want to be good at that, or they don't want to engage in that. And I think that's perfectly fine. It's not good if you only have one person in your life that you can count on, and then you count on them for everything. Well, that's a big burden to lay on anyone else, one person. But I think that whole idea of spreading that around, of saying, well, do I need more than me just today? And if I do, then who's out there? Well, of course, just asking for support is a huge challenge for most people. I know it has been for me for most of my life. I grew up fiercely independent, and I wanted to do it myself. And it wasn't that I couldn't do it. It was that I wanted to do it myself. And so it took some time and some life experience for me to say, wait a minute, yeah, I could do that myself. I don't want to. Who else can help me with that, can support me in that? And then I'd start asking. Now, when we start asking for help, that's a pretty vulnerable place for us to be, especially if we've been fiercely independent. But the funny thing is, other people don't look at it the way we look at it. I might look at it as, oh, well, there's something wrong with me that I have to ask for help, or, well, I can't even do it myself, and now I have to get help. It's not about that. In the other person's eyes, especially if you've been supporting and giving to them, they want to help. They're delighted that you ask. Yes, I can help you with that. And, or even if they can't and were willing to, at least you know that if they had been in a position to, they would have supported you. They would have helped you. Or maybe they know somebody as well. I'm tied up right now, but I know somebody who can help you with that. So that's how this whole process works. That's how living in community makes a difference for every person who's part of that community, whether it's just your own family community, or I'm blessed with an extended family. I keep adopting people because I figure I have lots of capacity for love. And so bring it on. If there's other people who want to connect with me that I can support, and then there's an opportunity then for them to support me at some point, well, that's all good. And that cooperative and collaborative kind of connection just makes life so much easier for all concerned. And I think that's where we're headed. I think we've come to the end of the road when it comes to the whole competition thing. I mean, I'm not sure it ever worked. And it used to just hurt my heart when I would see a large company, for example, that I was working with, and they'd have a sales department, and there'd be internal competition amongst the salespeople. And I'm going, I think that's counterproductive to the goals of the company and the goals of the individuals. Like I didn't get how that was. And fortunately, anytime I was in sales as a job, I was able to do it cooperatively. If one of my fellow salespeople helped me out, I'd help them out, or if I helped them out, they'd return the favor. And so it wasn't about competing and who's the best and who's on top and all and who's on the bottom and all that kind of stuff that I think is just, I'm not sure it ever served. And it certainly doesn't serve in this day and age. We need one another. We need this cooperative focus, and it's high time we chose it. Now, does it mean that we need to sometimes get raw, real, and vulnerable with where we're at and what's going on for us? Absolutely. And that's hard because when we open ourselves up to other people, then there's a chance that it won't work the way we had hoped, that we might get hurt, or we might get shamed or blamed, or I mean, there's all of that kind of thing. But selectively, you can open up to people that you've built a level of trust with. And of course, trust builds because we start with the little things, right? We okay, can I trust them with this? Yes, I can. Can I trust them to keep their word, to keep their commitment, to keep me informed, all of those kinds of things. And as the trust builds, you realize, whoa, yes, I can be vulnerable, more vulnerable with this person than I was before, because there's a level of safety and a level of trust. So that's really important in the whole equation as we seek people that we can count on, and those people that we hope can count on us as well, so that it's a mutual thing going on. Now, there's some people in my life that who can't reciprocate in maybe the same way that I'm able to contribute to them or give to them. And that's okay, because I have lots of other people who can. And so that's fine. Then I do what I can to share and support them and wherever they're at. And then when I need support, then I can look in my tribe and say, well, who else is there for me when I need it? And of course, ultimately, if there's nobody else around, it's a long weekend and everybody's gone off camping and I have no one to phone or talk to or engage with, well, I still have me. I still have me that I can say, okay, Sue, what fun things are we going to do together? So I take me, myself, and I, and off we go, and just enjoy ourselves. So and I'm grateful. I'm fortunate and I'm grateful that I'm really quite happy with my own company. Not forever, but for a period of time, I'm very happy with me and just being by myself. So I can be endlessly amused and life is good. So that's a growth step that not everybody can say. I know people who do not like to spend even 5 minutes by themselves. They're always looking to be out and about and doing and so on, because they're not comfortable in their own skin and in their own company. But I'm blessed to be that way. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. It's nothing earth-shaking, and yet maybe there's a seed in there that's been planted that will help make a difference. as you look at those in your life and appreciate them for the fact that they show up for you, whether it's just to send a quick text and say, was just thinking about you, hope you have a great day, or they're, you just know that they're in the background sending you positive vibes for whatever you're going through. So count those people in your life, including yourself, that you can count on, and send them many, many blessings and much gratitude, because it just makes our lives much, much richer. If you're enjoying Tea with Sue, I'm going to invite you, as I always do, to subscribe to my channel. Please send in some likes to help boost my ratings. And you can always get more Tea with Sue on my app, The Magnificence Mentor. It's a free download from from Google Play or your Apple Store. And in the meantime, have a glorious weekend. It's a long weekend here in Edmonton. I think we're celebrating the Queen's birthday, Queen Victoria, from many, many years ago. And I love having an extra day for a holiday because we can just play. So enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next week.